The point of it is that there are so many things that God has agreed to. So many things that God has contractually entered into with us that somehow or another the contract ain't being fulfilled. And then we want to say the devil. First of all, the devil can't stop God from doing what he wants to do on my behalf. Let's get that cleared up. Let's clear that air up right now. Satan cannot stop God from what he intends on doing on my behalf. What can happen is Satan can stop me that will stop God from doing what he wants to do. God is never going to let a third party interfere with an agreement. Next thing about agreement has order. Read over your contracts. Agreement has order. So here the thing of it is, Satan is disturbed by anything that has order. Come on. Let me put it the way that the Lord gave it to me. Let me see if I can find it right quick and step out this here. God says the strength, the power of God is in order. The strength of Satan is in disorder. The power of God is in order. Let everything be done decency. See, so in order for things to be done decent in order, there must be instruction. And I got to first understand what is decent. Because what might be decent for you, you're going to help me preach that, ain't you? What might be, see, some people can tolerate a certain decency that turns my, come on, I'm not going to get in nobody's business, so don't take it personal. See, it's decent for you the way your house is kept. But it sickens me on my stomach if from the door front to the door back, I got to walk. Sit down on the couch and I got to move stuff out. But I can't disturb your decency. Because you ain't bothered. See, but I can't get comfortable with what you're decent with. Because it's a discomfort to me because that's not my decency. So here the thing of it is, if someone is going to determine what decent is, it can only be by their interpretation of what satisfies them. So if God is saying, let everything be decent, that means that I can't sell you my decency, cause you to buy into it, and determine that ought to satisfy you. No, if you're wanting a certain decency, outline it. See, because here's the thing with it, we got to flow. See, we got to have a working relationship. And so since I'm dependent upon what it is you got to provide for me, and the terms of this agreement must be under your conditions, explain to me, sir, what do you want when you require decent? What do you want? See, because I may not be able to see it the same way you do, but if you tell me, I'm clear on what it is you want. And there won't be any falter in the what? In the agreement. See, he said there's two things that we must learn to do. Learn to be decent. And then learn to have order. Are y'all in here? Amen. So the agreement is structured. The agreement is structured. I never understood how people can understand an agreement. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, Satan hates order. Satan hates order. Satan hates. He hates order. See, he wants you to operate without structure. You know, just do it however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it, whenever you feel like doing it, whichever way you feel like doing it. Order calls a person into accountability. And here the thing of it is, order puts routine in place. You just don't randomly start doing stuff. See, you know why that attitude is? Satan knows that if he can get you buying into the attitude of doing whatever you want to feel like doing, whatever you feel like doing it and stuff like this, then he can sell you to do anything that seems like God, that ain't God, and almost convince you it is God. See, because you ain't got no godly order. That's why you got people always talking about the Lord said. God said. No structure, no order, no discipline. And so now they can freely connect God's name to anything that comes along simply because there's no structure or order. See, people with structure and order is careful to put God's name to stuff. Even when God says it. I've been in this thing for 30-something years, and I'm still very careful to say whether this is what God says or this is what my opinion is. Sometimes I need to still hear God say, it's all right, son. Jesus took 30 years of being self-disciplined. He took more time to get himself than it would take the time to share the message with others. 30 years, he was with himself alone. Learning God, walking with God. 30 years. 3 years he spent sharing the message. 30 learning it. See, we want to learn it 3 and share it 30. We want to sit down and learn something quick. So that we can tell somebody something as if it's something new to be said. I got this deep revelation. I'm this great man of God. How does the message live in you? How does your life demonstrate the message? Y'all ain't in here. Amen. Proverbs, the Lord showed me something with this text concerning Christ and learning the message and how his ministry became so unique because, first of all, he put in himself before he gave to others. He thoroughly understood. Because you got to understand, the next phase before he came to you was to be tempted of the enemy. But Proverbs 4 and 7 says something very interesting. And I want to look at the B section of Proverbs 4 and 7. Proverbs 4 and 7. Listen what it says. Read.
Therefore get wisdom.
You want this to be part of the whole thing?
Go ahead.
Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting.
Whoa, hold right there. Oh, no. Don't even go to understanding. No. The Lord said this. He says, with all thy getting.
All right.
If I get the hymn text, understand it.
Right.
If I get the newsletter, understand it. See, what God was saying, see, whatever you handle before you move to the next thing, understand what's in your hand right now. See, with all, that means in everything you get, understand it. Understand. With everything you get, understand. See, because with everything you get, if you take the time to understand it, then you'll learn its usefulness. You'll learn where to use it. You'll learn when to use it. You'll learn how to use it. Because, see, sometimes you're using something to one thing that can't be used to benefit. Because you're applying it at a place. But if you understand what you got, you'll use it for its purpose and not try to use it just because it exists. See, we use stuff just because it's there, but that don't mean it needs to be applied right now. Come on in here. So understand what he said. As you possess what you get, understand it. So when you understand it, you not only know how to use it, you know when to get rid of it. Why can't you won't be keeping stuff? Because if you let anything hang around long enough, you're going to try to find some place to put it. Come on in here. And that's why you got churches all messed up, ministries all messed up, because certain people are hanging around, so now I got to figure out where to put you at. And wherever I might put you at may not serve